Hi, I'm Adobe Certified Instructor Dave Kelly, here with another neat Lightroom trick for you. And this one has to do with reorganizing your catalog. A lot of photographers have told me they wish they'd spend more time putting together their catalog before they really started importing images into Lightroom. And some people have even said they feel like they should just start over with a new catalog. And that really isn't necessary. The Lightroom catalog can be completely reorganized from inside Lightroom, and it's very easy to do. Before I get started, though, I want to say that I know some of you have tens of thousands of images in your catalog, and that would make it seem like a daunting task to try and reorganize all those images. It really isn't, and nobody said you had to do it all in one day. You could start from doing it just 1 year at a time and take a month to reorganize that year, although it won't take you a month to do it. Once you get started, you'll find out how easy it is. So let's get started reorganizing your catalog. Reorganizing your catalog in Lightroom is really about reorganizing the folders panel in the library module of Lightroom. It's located over here on the left side of the screen, and it's where Lightroom keeps track of all of the images that have been imported into Lightroom. If you decide to reorganize your catalog by starting with a new catalog, you're going to lose a lot of information. First of all, Lightroom's not going to know where your images are, and they'll have to be re-imported into Lightroom. And there are several ways you can do this, but you will also lose all of the instructions that you've placed on the images in Lightroom, and you will lose all of your collections. So it should be done completely from within the current Lightroom catalog, and it's really pretty easy to do. I've created a new catalog here that's really pretty messed up, just so I can show you just how easy it really is to reorganize the catalog. The first thing you should know is that if you don't tell Lightroom where to put your pictures, they're going to go into the Pictures folder on the Macintosh or the My Pictures folder on the PC. You can see that this catalog has pictures in the Pictures folder, some of which have been organized by date, some of them have been organized into one folder. We also have pictures on the external hard drive that's connected to the computer. Again, there are pictures that are organized by date and subfolders underneath the dates. Some are organized as one folder and so forth. And this is the kind of thing that we'd really like to avoid. In my situation, what I would like to have is one folder. All of these pictures were shot in the year 2014. So I would like to have a folder labeled 2014, and each one of these different photo shoots would be a subfolder underneath the folder 2014. If you watch the Neat Lightroom Tricks video on importing images into Lightroom, you learned how to do that while you're importing the images. However, when we're cleaning out the catalog, it's a little bit different. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a folder called 2014. And the way we do that is we go up here to the Folders panel and we click on the plus sign, and from the menu that appears, we select Add a Folder. This is going to bring up the Create or Choose a New Folder dialog box. The first thing we want to do is decide where we want it. And in this case, we're going to put it on an external hard drive, and I have one here labeled DEK Lightroom, so we'll select that, and then we'll say New Folder. And what we'll do is we'll type in the name of the folder, 2014. And Lightroom tells us that this name has already been used. So what we'll do is we'll just add 2014 and we'll say NF for new folder, and we'll create it. Once we've created it, then we choose that folder, and if you notice over here on the DEK Lightroom external hard drive, the new folder is there, but it's grayed out, and it's grayed out because there are no pictures in it yet. So we need to start putting pictures into our new folder. And let's start out with the easy way to do it. If you'll notice, we have a folder here that's got 7 black bear pictures in it. And if I click on that folder, I can just drag it up for 2014 new folder. And when I let go, I'm going to get this scary warning that says moving files on the disk. This will cause the corresponding files on the disk to be moved. If you proceed further, this move nor any change you've made prior to this can be undone. Okay, that's pretty scary, but it's not true. So go ahead and click on Move, and now you can see that under the 2014 new folder, the black bears, which were formerly a folder, are now a subfolder. And that's the first and easiest way to start cleaning up your catalog. We can also move a folder from the computer's hard drive to the external hard drive in much the same way. As you can see, we have a folder here entitled Raptors that contains 3 pictures of a red-shouldered hawk. And all we have to do is select that and drag it down to the 2014 new folder and let it go. We'll get the same scary warning, and all we have to do is ignore it and click on Move. It may take a little bit longer, but as we watch, you'll see that the 3 Raptor pictures are now in the Raptors folder in the external hard drive. Now let's deal with a situation that looks to be a little bit more complicated, but is actually just as easy as simply dragging folders. As you can see, we've got 2 other folders here, one labeled Alaska and one labeled Vacations. One has 2 pictures in it, and the other one has 4. And if we open the Alaska folder, you can see that these must have been imported by date. And the Alaska folder here has these two pictures in it. And when we click on the 2014 folder, it's got the same 2 pictures in it. And when we click on the subfolder, underneath the subfolder, it's got the same 2 pictures in it. Well, we only want those 2 pictures in the Alaska folders. If we go down here to the Vacations folder, you can see that it also has a subfolder by date, and then it has another subfolder that says 2014, and that subfolder has a subfolder underneath it. But when we look at it, there are these 4 pictures, and when we click on the subfolder, they're the same 4 pictures, and when we click on this date, there are only 2 pictures, and when we click on this date, the other 2 pictures are there. So what we want to do is we want to take all the pictures and end up with just one of each picture in the Alaska folder. So here's the easiest way to do that. If we select this folder here with these 2 pictures in it, and we select both of the pictures, and the easy way to do that is hold down the Command key on the Mac, Control key on the PC, and press the A key. With the 2 pictures selected, all we're going to do is grab a hold of the 2 pictures, and we're going to drag them to the Alaska folder and release it. And you're going to get the same scary warning, which again we'll ignore, and you'll see the 2 pictures moved up to the Alaska folder. And the 2 date subfolders no longer have pictures in them. We're going to do the same thing with these vacation folders and these 3 subfolders. And instead of starting at the bottom one, what we're going to do is we're going to select these 4 pictures here, again Command or Control A, and we're going to drag them to the Alaska folder also and release it. We'll get the same scary warning, which we'll again ignore, and we'll cite Move. And you can watch, now we have 6 pictures in the Alaska folder and no other pictures in any of the other folders. So what we want to do is we want to clean this whole folders panel up, and the easy way to do that is we'll select this subfolder here. We'll go up to the top of the folders panel, and we're going to click on the minus key, and you can see that one disappeared. We'll do the same thing with the other pictures. We can select one, hold down the Shift key. Now we've got all of these selected, and if we click on the minus sign, they all disappear. So now we have an Alaska folder with 6 pictures in it that we want to put underneath the 2014 new folder. So all we have to do is select that folder and drag it up to 2014, and we get the same scary warning to be ignored, and click on Move. And now you can see that we have 2014 new folder, and it's got 3 subfolders underneath it with all of the pictures. And if we click on one, we see just those 6 pictures. Click on the Black Bears, we see only the Black Bear pictures. Click on the Raptors pictures, we see only the Raptors pictures. Another thing we can do is we can create a new folder, and we can take one of our subfolders and move it to underneath the new folder. For example, let's say we decide we're going to go and photograph brown bears. And what we want to do then is we want to have one folder called Bears, and we want Black Bears to be a subfolder under that, and Brown Bears to be another subfolder under that. Well, the way we would do that is we would go up here to the 2014 new folder, hold down the Command key on the Mac, or right-click on it with the PC, and choose Create a Folder inside 2014 NF. And we'll name that folder Bears. And we'll create it. And you can see now that there is a grayed out folder named Bears. So what we'll do here is we'll grab the Black Bears folder and we'll just move it up to Bears, and we get the same scary warning to be ignored, and now we've got Black Bears underneath the Bears folder. And what we're going to do now is we're going to hold down the Command key on the Mac or right click on the PC and click on the Bears folder, and we're going to create a new folder inside Bears. And we'll name this one Brown Bears. And we'll create it. So now we've got the grayed out folder for Brown Bears waiting for us to come back from our Brown Bear shoot and import the Brown Bear images into that folder. So you can see how easy it can be to reorganize your folders panel, which is really reorganizing your catalog. And all you have to do is name and create folders or subfolders and then drag pictures to them. And Lightroom will do all the rest of the work for you. Even if you have 1,000 pictures, Lightroom will move them from one folder to the other for you. And again, nobody said you had to do this in one day. Take your time and do a little bit at a time. I'll bet you'll be happy with the resulting folders panel that you get.
This is also the type of practical information that we'll be presenting in the Shoot the Light post-production processing workshop, which is going to take place January 10th and 11th, 2015 in Orlando, Florida. So join Chaz Glatzer and myself for a workshop that will not only take your post-production processing to the next level, it will take it far beyond that. You can sign up at shootthelight.com, or you can shoot an email to info@shootthelight.com to sign up.